Any creature, whether human or animal, that is restricted or trapped is a slave. And while you might not be bound by ropes or locked in chains, it's easy to become trapped in a slave mindset. A mindset that keeps you stuck, limiting your growth and potential. Many people remain stuck in a slave mindset their entire lives. Work, relationships, spiritual well-being, the present, and the future are all areas of life you can change. All areas of life you can destroy. But for change to take place, something must give, and sacrifices must be made. In other words, destruction is needed for change to take place. Paradoxically, destruction is sometimes constructive, opening up new paths on which to travel. At other times, destruction is devastating, laying waste to everyone and everything in its path. If you mishandle destruction, it's easy to find yourself enslaved once again in a life of despair. Successfully navigate your way through destruction, however, and something magical happens. You move away from slavery, beyond destruction, into a state of creation, a state where new possibilities open up, a state where you have the chance to shape your destiny and create the life you desire. The creator stage is the start of a new beginning. Cultivating a creator mindset, however, is a challenging step on the path to mastery, which is often fraught with difficulty. But what is mastery, and why is it something we should aspire to? Mastery, in this case, refers to mastery of the self. For only with complete mastery can you achieve complete freedom.
Rampage Books Audio presents Master Creator Destroyer Slave by Christopher Canwell. Read by Grant Johnson.
Throughout this book, I have included many case studies that are based on people, events, and real-life situations. These case studies are all based to some degree on events and scenarios I have witnessed. All names, locations, and personal information have been changed for obvious reasons. Any similarities to other people or events are purely coincidental. Part 1. Slave. The bird born in a cage thinks flying is an illness. Alejandro Jodorowsky. The moment we're born and come into this world, we're enslaved. From a young age, we're taught how to be good, law-abiding citizens. Society, culture, school, and family impose rules on us that tell us how to think, how to behave, and how to live. While a degree of domestication is required to maintain harmony, too much domestication stifles the spirit and enslaves the mind. Society programs us to be good little children, then good domesticated adults. When we are good and follow the rules, society rewards us. When we are bad and break the rules, we're punished. By the time we become adults, we no longer need to be told how to behave, because we naturally censor and control our behavior to conform to society's expectations. We pretend to be someone we're not in order to fit in. Now, stripped of all resistance, we slot into the system, like a tiny cog in a big machine. We grow up, go to school, work, pay taxes, get married, then have children who grow up and repeat the same process all over again. If we deviate from this norm, we're criticized and shamed. But what about your dreams, your aspirations, and your plans for the future? It's become increasingly common for people to ignore their dreams to maintain the status quo. We lie to ourselves to look good. We pursue wealth and material possessions to make us feel better about ourselves. We struggle through relationships, even if a relationship is toxic, because it's the right thing to do. And we punish, judge, and blame ourselves if we can't meet society's expectations. When we think of slaves, we often imagine half-naked men and women breaking their backs, working in a field to the sound of a whip cracking above their heads. This is the most notorious form of slavery, where one person takes another person against their will and puts them in chains. Because the Slavery Convention of 1926 labeled slavery a crime against humanity, many people assume that slavery no longer exists. There are, however, more slaves walking the earth today than 300 years ago. Slavery is illegal, but most of us are still enslaved. We are slaves to our emotions, relationships, attachments, addictions, beliefs, and possessions. The woman caught in a toxic relationship and the man languishing in prison for assault have one thing in common. They are slaves to their emotions. Slavery is insidious because it sneaks into our life and takes hold of us. Only when we find ourselves caught in slavery's crushing grip do we try to escape, or lie down and wait for death to arrive. The woman who refuses to leave her abusive partner enslaves herself by staying in a relationship that acts as a prison. Why does the woman stick around? Is it the deluded belief that the relationship will one day get better? A chance to fix her partner? In this situation, hope blinds the woman to the truth. When a circus trainer captures a baby elephant, the elephant struggles and resists. The elephant is wild and powerful, which makes taming it even more difficult. So, what does the circus trainer do? They chain the elephant's leg to a tree so it can't run away. The elephant is trained to believe that it can never break the chain around its leg, no matter how hard it tries. With time, the elephant grows weary. After several weeks, the circus trainer removes the chain from the elephant's leg, replacing it with a thin piece of rope. The rope is delicate and weak, yet the elephant doesn't try to escape. The elephant is now psychologically enslaved. Having grown up with the belief that the rope is unbreakable, the elephant can't understand that with one simple lunge, it can snap the rope and walk free. Humans are not too different from elephants. We're born into this world a blank slate. Then, slowly, over time, we imprison ourselves. We grind it out in jobs we dislike. We trap ourselves in toxic relationships. We struggle to buy things we can't afford. And as life gets more stressful, we succumb to a variety of addictions in a desperate attempt to numb our pain. It's safe to say that, compared to all other animals, humans are the least free and most restricted. We imprison our bodies in the same way we imprison our minds. And if we aren't enslaved by other people, we find a way to enslave ourselves.